Nah, did you?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back.
Oh.
This is Jim, and that's Warren, and this is Talking Vintage.
Yes, we are back.
We're back. Yeah, we're back. We are coming to you from Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot, located in Central Florida, 502 West Brennan Road, Lakeland, Florida, 33813.
Are we live?
Yeah, no, we're not live.
Oh, okay.
No, we're not live. We're taping this.
Taping, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they'll see this later after
Oh,
we're
all right.
done.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
not live. We Talking Vintage started, I guess, a couple of years ago, and we kind of did this format, and then we took it into. Actually, no, it started off in the buy sell.
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right.
During the pandemic,
yeah.
the store was shut down. We just sold things, and then after the shutdown was lifted, then we decided to continue on with the show. And then Warren and I just started talking about stuff related to the vintage world, and that show became Talking Vintage. Then we took it back to the buy-sell format, and now we're back to this format.
Yes, we are.
So yeah, so we're going to probably stay on this format for a while at least.
Give it a
You know,
try.
yeah, we can change. Yeah, we're old. We can forget what we did before and just do something we think it's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We
new.
do, yeah,
This
yeah.
is all whole new,
Whole-
a whole
that's
new
right.
thing. Yeah,
That's right.
But yeah, so we're coming to you from Decades Reclaimed Vintage Depot. I just want to give a quick shout out to what Decades has got going on. In the month of January is our anniversary month, so we've got a raffle for a whole bunch of different items.
5 years?
5 years, yep.
Wow.
So come in and see us in the month of January. Get yourself a raffle ticket. You don't have to purchase anything to get one. You get more if you do purchase something, and you could win. There's 50 different items in the raffle.
Cool.
So lots going on. Oh, trying to choke.
Excuse you.
Yeah, I know. Let's go. Let's recap what we talked about last week. We talked about trends for 2022, and we kind of gave you our prediction of the trends. And we said that mid-century modern, and we said that toys, classic
Yep.
vintage toys. We said glass was going to trend for 2022.
Like clear glass. You said.
Well, just all glass.
All glass in general? Okay.
Yeah, gas and oil, and then we touted that Christmas would trend again in 2022. So this show, we're going to tell you what the experts said.
Not us.
Not well, no.
Not us, not
Well,
us.
I don't think we hit the mark on, or they didn't hit, or we didn't find it too much in. They didn't say what we said.
No?
Let me tell you what they said. They said that vintage rugs were going to trend. What do you think about that? I mean, I can't remember the last time I sold a rug in the shop, but we don't have a lot. So
yeah.
look out for rugs if you're into the selling game.
Picking a kind of rug?
No, just
Just
rugs.
rugs?
Vintage rugs. They said that marble and travertine, I can't say that word, travertine tables, marble tables. And I can tell you, they're heavy, and we've had them in the shop before, and they sell, but they're saying they're going to trend. And travertine is that it's a limestone, like a limestone. They dig it up. It would be the white, like they look like limestone tables. They often have little pits and holes in them and stuff like that.
Can't say that
You've
I
seen
recall
them.
that. Have I seen
Yeah,
them?
yeah,
Okay.
you've seen them, but
Okay.
they say that they're going to trend. Peacock chairs. I found that interesting. You know what a peacock chair
No.
is? No? It's
No.
they're made out of different materials or whatever, but they're the chair. The
back?
back of it looks like a peacock. Big back on
I
it.
never
Yeah.
knew that. I thought
Yeah.
you guys
We've
were
had
on
those in the shop
Okay.
before. Now the metal ones, I mean, they're hard to find, and those have always been sought after, but they're saying they're going to trend in 2022. Here's a really interesting one I found very interesting. Antique lighting.
Like lamps?
Yeah, like lamps.
Floor lamps and
Just
lamps?
lamps.
Wow.
And we can hardly give away a lamp
I
in the
know.
shop. I hope it trends for 2022.
Wow.
I've got a couple really like 100-year-old lamps in the back.
Table lamps you have? Or
Just,
or big,
I've
big
got
tall ones?
there's all sorts of
Okay,
lamps in
yeah,
the shop.
Okay. Wow.
But they're saying that's going to trend. Now, it's kind of like furniture, burl wood. Do you know what burl wood is?
It's this pattern on wood?
Yeah, it's a pattern on wood. It's taken when the wood has a defect in it, and the pattern, the grain of the wood is splotchy and just kind of look like all messed up. You're going to find burl wood a lot in veneered pieces. It's got a pattern to it, but it's not a grained pattern. It's kind of all over the place. That is burl wood, and they say that's going to trend. Here's one you'll like. They say that vintage tech is going to trend. Vintage
Well,
tech.
good.
Yeah,
That
you know,
means record players
well,
and 8-track
I don't know.
players, maybe?
They cited that you know, the trend for the cord on the headphones. So, but you know, yeah, maybe,
Wow.
maybe, yeah.
Okay.
So, but and then well, here's another one that's kind of along the same lines of the vintage. They said that cabinet speakers were going to come back.
Really?
That's what they said. You know, we're talking
Wow.
the old, like, I mean, you know,
The big ones.
well, the record players
Yeah.
that had the record player. It was a big console.
Oh, those
Yeah,
two,
those
okay.
cabinet type speakers
Okay,
like that. You
okay,
know, people
yeah,
can
yeah.
repurpose the top of it and have the speakers down below and hook their newer
Equipment on it. Okay.
yeah equipment on it. Yeah. Another one I found very interesting. They said that vases and pottery were going to
Vases
trend.
and
Now I
pottery.
know that stoneware last year trended really well. So, but vases and pottery. They're not saying stoneware, so they're putting it out there.
There's that glass thing again.
Well, I mean, they're saying on the pottery end of it, not the
Okay.
glass end of
Okay.
it. Pottery vases. And here's a real interesting one: repurposed dressers. I know we had one in the shop not too long ago that somebody repurposed into kind of like a bookshelf or an entertainment center.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and it sold really quick. So if you know if that supports this, then there you go.
Be on the lookout. They take up a lot of
Yeah.
space, though.
Yeah, they do. But that's it. So that's what the experts are going to say. It's trending for 2022. And of course, I'm sure I could have found more experts and more items, but that's what they're saying. They did not, however, I did not read that mid-century modern, toys, glass, gas and oil stuff, or Christmas was going to trend again. I didn't see that in anybody's articles.
Seems like that
So,
was
that's
last
what-
year's model. Stuff.
Well, no, some of it was, but I guess that's why we're not experts.
That's
because-
true.
Whatever.
That's true. Yeah.
All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a insight into vintage, a closer look at one thing in vintage world, and the thing today is going to be vintage trains, older trains. If you didn't know, they're referred to in their scale, okay, and their scale refers to what, Warren?
This is. I don't know why they call this an O scale train. It's Lionel, and they made O scale, but I do not know why. But I'll look that up. And
Yeah, so
check it and
we'll
see
talk
what
more about
that-
that
yeah.
next week. So this is an O. This refers to the size of the actual train. So you said O scale?
O scale.
O scale.
O scale.
He's got examples of 3 different scales. The next one he has,
It's HO.
this is HO. And you can see this is a smaller train. You know, let me have the other one. I can hold it up.
This one?
The O.
Oh, there's O.
So I got the O. He has the
O20. So you can see the difference.
What?
But
HO.
it's HO.
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 O and then
HO.
HO. So we're not sure what they stand for, but it's done by the size of the train. And then he has one more. Remember, I have the HO.
You have the O.
Yeah, see, I'm so confused by these.
This
And this is an N.
called N scale,
N scale. See,
can
I
see
knew
it's
that.
much smaller.
Yeah, it's really tiny.
and they make smaller than this, but I don't have any of that. They
Yeah,
make-
so that's an N there, and so this is an O. This is the biggest. O's the well, no, because I told you about that
there's-
one that had the
there's bigger
giant
than
one.
that. There's G scale.
Yeah, so it's done by the size of the train, and he's going to let us know a little bit more about it maybe next week on why they get their
How they got
how
the-
their how the scale goes. Yeah, because it isn't like ABC.
No.
Not really.
Not
no.
even close.
So.
Not
All right,
even
so
close.
there's a little insight into trains. All of those are collectible. Warren, what's the oldest? Is O the oldest?
Old is the oldest. Yes, that's
Yeah,
where
'cause as a
that's,
kid, I can remember the O size, and
Yeah.
there's different makers and models, and we'll do that a different day. We don't want to get too far into it, but vintage trains are done in scale. Okay, so if you're going to buy for somebody, okay, or you're going to purchase them yourself, well, if you're going to buy for somebody, you need to know what they have, what scale they have, so that at least you can go to a shop like this and say, hey, I'm looking for O scale. My uncle, my boyfriend, my father, my sister, my brother, whatever has a train set, and I want an O scale this. You know, tender car, box car, you know, engine, whatever it is. Accessories. Yeah, you want it
houses,
in
yeah.
that scale, So that's important to know the scale. Yeah. And then let's see, do you know, I mean, can you kind of give us an idea of what's the hottest scale? I mean, is there
Lionel is still the most popular.
that's a brand.
Well, okay, but that's
But what
the old-
scale?
That scale.
O scale. O scale is
That's the
still
most
a popular.
yes.
Okay. And now there's
That's
still
the
a
most
popular.
popular, yes.
Okay. And now there's different makers in there,
Yes, there are.
obviously. So O scale is the number one. So it's the oldest. That's what I had when I was a kid. I had the old scale, but my little train like puffed out smoke.
These do. Some do. Some
Yeah,
don't.
mine puffed out smoke.
They
I remember
make
it.
noise.
Yeah, mine made noise, and I wrecked it a lot. I just
Fell
tried to
off.
make it go as fast as it could, and then I went to a slot car racing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because you get more speed with that.
Yes, you do.
So that was a closer look into the world of vintage
Trains.
trains. Yeah, trains, toy trains. And Warren said that was going to trend for 2022. So we're going to have to see if he's right during the year. Okay, the next segment we're going to do is our show and sell. Segment. So we've got some different items. And so, like, I'm going to start out. This one's really cool. This is a Wesson Oil mayonnaise maker. So it has the recipe on how to make mayonnaise. You can make your own mayonnaise with these. This is kind of cool. I just picked this up recently, and I was very surprised at the pricing on that. And we'll talk, I think we're going to talk about when we get to the vendor corner later on in the show, we're going to talk about how we come up with our pricing. Very cool piece. It's glass, tin, and it's got this little masher in it. It's a Wesson Oil, and it's $35, and you can purchase it here at the shop.
Yes, you can.
$35 there. Okay, go ahead and show them something, Warren. I know
Okay.
you brought a couple things up.
I did. Again, we're going to go back to the O scale train.
Yeah,
This is for sale, of course, and it's $20.
$20. That's an
for it.
engine, O-scale
Yeah.
engine. And then I've got some piece here. I've got this. This is a vintage tin little airplane, little biplane here. I can imagine Snoopy in there. You know what I mean?
Red Baron.
I think the tail's broken off of it. The tail fin, yeah, because it wouldn't fly like this. It would
very
crash.
well, would it?
But it's a cool old toy. And
That's what I didn't have those kind of toys. I'm old, but
Yeah.
I didn't have those kind of toys.
these are 10 toys. These
Those
are
are
even
pretty cool.
older than
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So $18 on the 10 toy there.
Then we have the HO.
HO, and he's got
Which
a box
comes in the
for
box
it.
with it as well.
Yeah, people like the box. They
Yes,
they
they
want
do.
the box that it comes
they
in.
do.
This is the HO scale, and how much is that piece?
That one is. That's also $20.
$20.
It comes in the box, and they do run.
Yeah, and
They've
it's
all
an
been
engine
tested,
too. Yeah,
yes,
yeah. And then what I have over here, this is kind of the gas and oil thing. I have a Molly oil container. This is a cardboard container with a metal top, old school. They don't sell oil like this anymore. This one is actually full. It's really cool. A lot of people only collect ones that are full, and that's really hard to find. And this guy's $12.50. $12.50.
You know who would like that?
Me.
Well, besides you, Frank on American Pickers.
Yeah, he likes his
he would
gas
come
and
into
oil.
the store.
He probably has 10 of these Molly
maybe,
ones.
Maybe.
They're not super old. All right, the last one we have is the
N
oh my
scale
God,
again.
N scale, yes.
And this comes with the case as well.
I noticed these are all engines, but you have other stuff.
I've got others besides
Yeah.
engines. Yes.
So this N scale engine is
That's $30.
$30. The
It's
smallest
the
one is
smallest-
the most expensive. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yes, yeah.
Smallest one is the most
Well,
expensive.
it's more intricate.
Yeah, I
you
guess
know?
so.
And,
I guess
and
so.
they're not necessarily for the little kiddies.
Yeah.
Because these are very small, very delicate.
Right.
If you want
Yeah,
something
it
for the
had
kids.
really small
yeah.
elves during Christmas to
Yeah.
make those for
it
Santa.
Did. It did.
Yeah.
My goodness, yes.
All right, well, that's the end of that. That's our show and sell segment of our show. We're going to move on to our vendor corner. And vendor corner, what is our vendor corner? Vendor corner is where we talk about
Vendors.
being a vendor.
Being a vendor. That's
Yeah,
right.
so you
That's
go to a
what it
vintage
means.
shop, and a lot of them, they're based on vendors. That means they have little sections cut out in their shop, and each little section is a different person, a vendor, a proprietor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in our vendor corner, we're going to talk about today pricing. It's kind of funny. We just did the show and sell, and now we're going to talk about pricing.
How we came up with that price.
How we come up with our pricing. My number one pricing tool is eBay. Okay, and let me explain. I'm not looking to eBay to see what everybody else is selling it for. When you search an item, Wesson mayonnaise maker on eBay, the first thing you're going to see is what everybody else wants for theirs. That's the first thing you're going to see. You can't base it on that. You know, somebody could be just flat out wrong in their pricing, And then the other people could be flat out crazy in their pricing. I mean, I could ask $3,000 for that jar. I'm not going to get it. I could put it up for $2 too, and I'm going to sell it.
Yep.
But that doesn't tell me what the real price is. So you got to refine your search, and you got to see what's sold. And that's possible with the tools that eBay has there. It's usually under their advanced search or their filters. You filter down, you find the sold, and that's what you want to look at. And usually, though they're always in green. So if you're looking at green numbers, that's what it's sold for. So I go in, I look on what's sold, the comps. We call that
Called
comps. Yeah, comparable sales. We want to see comparable sales. And there's other websites where you can get comparable sales on them. Some of them actually, they go out and they get them off eBay and Mercari and Poshmark and what's that other one? I can't remember all of them.
There's a lot of them now.
A lot of them, yeah. They find them all over and then they put them together. But eBay is the number one reselling tool. So that's just where I get to. And then I look at what it's sold for, and then I'm going to price it according to that. Okay, if I think it's an item that's trending, I might stay closer to what eBay has on it. If it's an item that I'm not sure about, I might go half of what eBay says. Because I want it sold.
Well, yeah, it's sell, right?
Yeah, you want it sold,
Yeah.
But if you're going to try to get top dollar, same thing that eBay has, it better be a very hot item. So, and how do you know if it's hot or not? Well, that's just
Jumps off your shelf, it's hot.
jumps your, if you don't have one or nobody has one or they're selling you, because again, you can look on eBay and if there's tons of them that have sold, you're only looking at a 90-day window, right? On eBay
Right.
when you're looking
I
at the
believe that.
comps,
Yep,
90-day window. If there's just page after page and they're hot, then you can ask a little bit more for them. So that's how we do pricing. To be honest with you, I look around the shop, see if somebody else has got it. I'm not trying to undercut them, but, if it's something, if I had a train, let's just pretend, because most of the time I just give him my trains or I sell them for what I pay for them. Let's just say I had a train. I would go to Warren's section and I would look at his trains and figure out it's the same size, so I know it's the same scale. It's an engine. He has engines. And, let's say he had $20 on his was it O engine,
yep.
and I had the same kind of engine, his is tested, mine isn't, I might put mine for 10. I'm not trying to undercut him, but I haven't tested it, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
Correct.
If I had tested it, then he has his for 20. I would probably put mine for 22, and we would or 20 also,
Yeah,
not 22.
Not 2.
Yeah, not 2, because people
Okay.
aren't going to just buy mine for $2 more. And so, of course, mine would be pretty. Yours is ugly over there.
If they're used in
Yeah.
trains.
So anyway, so that's kind of different ways you can price.
And there's, for trains in particular, or even just toys, there are magazines out there, there are catalogs that give you pricing.
Yeah, but you got to imagine that
Well,
catalog was printed last year
Well,
at best.
Yeah, that's true.
A magazine was probably more. I mean, depends on when it
Yeah.
comes out. It comes out every month, and it's a trending magazine. Yeah.
That's true. Well, the baseball cards.
Oh yeah,
Beckett.
baseball cards back in the
Beckett.
day with Beckett. We would go to look in the Beckett and see what it was worth. But Beckett came out, and then you're a month. Beckett's a month behind, so you'd look in the Beckett and you would see that the card sold for $50 or whatever, and you'd go to the shop and it'd be $65, and you're like, wait a minute, Beckett's got it for $50. I want it for $50, and the shop would say, well, that was last month, because now everybody wants it at $65. So I mean, it's
It is.
yeah,
It is.
it's
It's just.
just don't get caught up on a price on eBay that you're just you have to stick with. Don't put anything in concrete. I have that mayonnaise jar for $35, but I didn't spend $35 on it. And so we'll talk about buying later. But I a lot less, and I've got wiggle room, I guess they could call it, or whatever. So. We don't have one. I haven't seen one in here. I'm not going to let it go for $5, but we have to be negotiable in here. But when you know, and if it's hot and it's trending, then you can stick with it. But don't hold your guns too long, because
If it stays on your
you
shelf.
hold
for
your
a
gun
couple,
too long,
3
you'll
months,
get burned. Because
yeah.
imagine holding a gun. If you're firing it, you would burn the barrel. Get it? Is that where that came from? Don't hold on your gun. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a new one on me. So.
So, anyways, that's our vintage corner. our vendor corner segment for today. And then last but not least is our closing. Do you have anything to add in closing?
Just
come to
see
Decades
us.
and buy a
come
train.
Come to see us. You know, we're at 502 West Brennan Road in
Lakeland, Florida, 33813.
Look for us.
we really appreciate you guys watching our show. Check out stuff. We've got tons of stuff on Facebook.
If you have any questions or anything you might want to see us do a topic on,
Put it in the comments.
yeah, right there.
Yeah,
down
make
there
a comment.
somewhere,
Yeah,
right?
we'll read the
okay.
comments and then we'll address it on the next show.
Yeah.
You know, we would really like to call somebody out. You know what I mean?
Tell
like,
a
mom,
friend. Yeah.
make a comment, and I can say in the next show. Yeah, my mom asked last week, and then I can answer that.
Yeah, cool.
You know what? My mom doesn't have Facebook, though.
No, well,
So sorry. Somebody's
doesn't
mom.
have to be. It doesn't have to be your
Somebody's
mom.
mom, dad, brother, sister. Make a comment
Friend,
down
neighbor.
below. Yeah,
Yeah.
friend, neighbor. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you want us to do an insight on. You know, that you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. So you could say, can you do more on this or more on that? We can do that
We'd like
for
to
you.
see more glassware.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
oil stuff, oil and gas.
Yeah, gas and
or-
oil.
or
We'll feature
trains
that in
or
our
whatever, yeah.
our show and sell segment. Whatever. You know, we're gonna have the same segments every week. Next week we're going to play a game. We're gonna play our hot or not game.
Hot dog.
Yeah, so we're gonna be playing that next week, hot or
Hot
not.
dog.
So
Hot
join
dog.
us next week for Talking Vintage, because I'm Jim,
I'm Warren.
and we appreciate you
Can I
guys
say
watching
that?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can say
Can
your
I say
name.
Can I say my name? Okay.
Yeah, you can
I
say
don't
your
want to
name.
steal your thunder.
What, you think it's thunder me saying your name?
Yeah.
Warren.
Did you
Dun,
hear
dun,
that?
dun,
Yeah,
dun,
there you
dun,
go.
dun. Oh, Thunderbolt when you say your name? He's stretching it a little bit, you guys. But yeah, so check us out on Facebook. We got other stuff on there. We got, you're bringing out, well, I don't know if you're bringing him or whatever. You bring him to the, Crazy Elvis is coming.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Crazy Elvis is coming.
Elvis to pelvis.
Elvis, don't, what? No, we're not going there.
He had
We
a
gotta
pelvis.
we got to be
That's what,
politically
made,
correct.
that's what made him very.
Okay, whatever. Crazy Elvis is going to be coming. He won't be on the show, but you can see him on Facebook and other videos or whatever. But this is Talking Vintage. Once again, I'm Jim, and that's Warren. And we appreciate you guys. You want to hit the button?
See, I will hit the
You
button.
wanna do
I
the
know where it
button?
is this
You
time.
found the button.
That red one.
Okay, there.